It actually happened today. Lawyers who get paid thousands of dollars an hour argued before the Supreme Court of the United States about dog toys. Not any dog toy, mind you, but Bad Spaniels, a spoof made by VIP Products on the iconic Jack Daniels bottle. Jack Daniels doesn't like this very much. They say it violates their copyright. Welcome, Tom Dupree, constitutional law attorney, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General under former President George W. Bush. The bottles are different. The dog toy says 100% smelly, 48% poo by volume as opposed to 40% alcohol by volume. Is there any chance that people confuse the dog toy and think, oh, I'm buying a bottle of Jack Daniels? Why is this even a case?
It seems unlikely to me, Leland, but apparently the answer is yes, people would get confused. And I think Jack Daniels is arguing not only that people get confused, but that the mere existence of this dog toy dilutes their brand, that they don't like being associated with dog poop and that sort of thing. I never thought there would come a day in our history where the words dog poop were spoken in the hallowed halls of the United States Supreme Court, but today was that day.
Look, we love having you on the most serious topics of the day, and obviously the Trump indictment was possible. But then this comes up, and you just can't help but laugh about it. The old number 2 on your Tennessee carpet versus, the old number 7 Tennessee sour mash on the Jack Daniels bottle. At some point, there's no higher praise, and flattery than being parodied at some point. But Elena Kagan, the justice, maybe I have no sense of humor, but what's the parody? It's a direct quote from her.
Yeah, she didn't seem to get the joke. And look, there was a lot of interesting questions back and forth. The lawyers, kind of mixed it up both with Justice Kagan, also with Justice Alito, who seemed more sympathetic to Jack Daniels' view of the world. And then there were some justices who were silent today. So it's a bit hard to predict where they're going to come out. But the question really is how far does the right of parody extend? And when does it cross the line into unlawful trademark infringement?
Obviously, as a show that occasionally has our own parodies of people, we hope that we have a vested interest in how this case goes. So I will admit that. We'll play back for back Jack Daniels lawyers and then the lawyers for VIP Products. Take a listen.
Parodies can be confusing. Now, as a practical matter, parodies won't confuse when differences in marks, markets, or message, typically ridicule, signal that the brand company didn't make the joke. But absent these features, pervasive copying and trading off a brand's goodwill tends to confuse. And survey results showing consumer confusion indicate that the parodist did too much copying and not enough distinguishing.
The parody is not proposing a transaction in anything because there is no product. There is no bottle of poo. It's simply making a joke.
At the Supreme Court, you really wish you had pictures of like the still frames of the justices at this moment. What's all this cost? I'm thinking, how much have they had to make in dog toys to justify whatever it costs to argue a case at the Supreme Court? This is millions, is it not?
Yeah, look, I think there's probably a lot of money at stake here because what's at issue is more than just a dog toy. There are lots of products, commercial products that are on the market that are parodies of known brands. And so arguably, each of those is also at stake today. I think what potentially is at stake, although I suspect the court is going to be sensitive to this issue, is just how much protection we're going to give parody under the First Amendment. This case involves commercial products where the court might not be as liberal or lenient with allowing parody as it would be in something like, say, a newspaper or a magazine or something that is more pure speech as opposed to a parody that occurs in the context of a commercial product for sale.
Yeah, if you're making money off of it. All right, well, maybe good news for us. Tom, it's always good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Leland.
All right. Yes, sir. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.